Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Heart of Healing. I am Dr. Sydney, and this is a particularly special evening. We invite you to know within your hearts that we are embracing all beings everywhere, particularly those who are celebrating this day, June 19th, which is Juneteenth. I want to offer you this quote from Sojourner Truth before we move into our meditation. And she said, "I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me." And so we hold that as a spiritual truth. It is a verity for us. And so, if you are one of our streamers, we're so glad to have you here. And if for those of you in the room, please turn off your cell phones so that you can just simply give yourself to Spirit. And we're going to begin our time together tonight with 10 minutes in spiritual practice. And I invite you to even use that phrase that I offered earlier from Sojourner Truth. I will not allow my life's light to be determined by the darkness around me. Notice the pattern of your breathing and invite yourself to be in the light that never dims. And we will come out of this meditation together in 10 minutes. comes to a close, I invite you to just gently bring your awareness back into your surroundings, into your bodies, breathing into this space. And as you feel ready, open your eyes. So welcome to those of you who have joined us during our meditation. Whether you are live streaming or you're here in the room, we are so glad that you are with us. So thank you for joining us.
Welcome once again to the Wednesday night service. Please stand and join us in singing our opening song, I Am Open.
I am open. I am open.
I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me.
And that means we are open, yes? We are open.
We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. The love in you and me. The love in you and me. The love in you and me.
Thank you, thank you. Please be seated. And buongiorno, Julie. Welcome back. So, as you settle in and get comfortable, I invite you to simply breathe and consider these words. There is a power and presence in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. It is a power for good and a presence of infinite love and peace. So join with me now in this awareness of that same power and that presence as we begin our service in an opening prayer. Gratefully, we recognize together that there is one power, one presence, one infinite loving spirit that we call God, or that we call life, or we call light. No matter what we call it, all that matters is we listen to it when we are called by it, when we are called by Him, when we are called by her, to know that there is something greater going on. So we come together in a celebration of that greater. We come together in a celebration of a larger idea, of that which wants to emerge and raise us into a high and holy place of knowing that we are divine in nature and infinite in potential. So it is from our shared divinity, our shared oneness, that I speak my word for this service tonight, knowing that all of it is already blessed, it is perfect, it is complete, it is whole, and it is awesome. We bless Rev Kev, knowing that he is that vehicle for love. He is that vehicle for truth. We bless ourselves, knowing that we are available, that we are willing, that we are channels for possibility, and we are touched by the message that he brings. I bless the music tonight, knowing that it too serves to open our hearts, to open our minds, and to bring us into a place of great, great, great receptivity. I bless all who are working to make this service possible. Our digital music team, our cameras, our sound, all of it. We bless all of it, knowing that it comes together in this perfect divine tapestry of one life, one love, one perfect experience. How wonderful that we know this. So we celebrate it. We say Yahoo, and so it is. Together we say amen. All right. Yahoo, amen. Would you join me in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Now you have in your bulletins the statement of being. And this is a different one from what we have been doing this month. And so we are going to read this with a great sense of vitality and possibility, because this will set all of us up for a greater experience of this teaching that Rev Kev is going to be offering us tonight. So join with me now. I make mindful and compassionate decisions. My decisions collaborate, co-create, and cooperate with the force for good. I have the power to choose. As I consciously choose, I am freer and stronger. I consciously and conscientiously choose a better life. I choose more love, more peace, joy, and compassion for myself and for all the lives that my life touches. I'm going to sit now. And Gia, I believe it's your turn. We have the amazing Gia. Would you welcome her, please?
Yeah. I came to sing. And sometimes I get so into the service I forget. Because it's so good. If I were the sun way up there, I'd glow with love most everywhere. And I'll be the moon when the sun goes down, just to let you know that I'm still around. 'Cause that's how strong my love is, whoa. That's how strong my love is now. That's how strong my love is, darling. That's how strong my love is. I'll be the weeping willow, drowning in my tears, and you can go swimming when you are here. And I'll be the rainbow after the tears are gone, wrap you in my colors and keep you warm. 'Cause that's how strong my love is, darling. That's how strong my love is now. That's how strong my love is, baby, baby. That's how strong my love is. And I'll be the ocean so deep and wide, and catch all your tears whenever you cry now. And I'll be the breeze after the storm is gone, to dry your eyes. Love you, oh, whoa, whoa. That's how strong my love is, whoa. That's how strong my love is now. That's how strong my love is, baby, baby. That's how strong my love is. Tony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, I'll be the ocean so deep and wide, and catch all your tears whenever you cry now. I'll be the breeze after the storm is gone to dry your eyes. Yeah, that's how strong my love is. So deep and wide, that's how strong my love is now. That's how strong my love is, baby, baby. That's how strong my love is. Listen, anything that's hard to do, I will do it for you. Any kind of love that you want now, it's wide as the sky, high like the birds that fly. My love for you now. Any kind of love you want, I will give it to you, baby, baby. That's how strong God's love is. Oh, 'cause that's how strong. That's how strong. 'Cause that's how strong. That's how strong God's love is.
Well, good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. Welcome to the Heart of Healing. I am Reverend Keven Kadel. The first question I have for you is, why are you here? There's good answers for this question. Does anybody have any? Louise.
Because you're here.
Because I'm here. That's a great answer. And there's even a better answer. And the reason I'm here and the reason I expect you are here is to feel better. Amen. As good as your life might be, you're here to feel better. Or maybe life's throwing you a few curves and you're here to straighten those out and feel a little bit better. So the heart of healing, that's where I begin. Because I used to think that, healing had to do with a gash, had to do with a wound. But the healing to which the heart of healing refers to is the metaphysical aspect of healing. Healing that is a positive shift in consciousness, a turning in mind toward the productive, toward the positive, toward the affirmative. Metaphysical healing is an ongoing thing. It's an activity of mind, and the mind to which I refer is thinking, it's thoughts, it's subconscious stuff like habits, patterns, and beliefs. It's feeling, mind is feeling, and mind is intuition. So the premise is that your mind co-creates with this universal force for good, and that universal force for good is greater than you are, and that universal force for good is within you, and that universal force for good surrounds you. And by examining, by changing your mind, by changing your thoughts, feelings, and intuitions for the better, you heal and you grow consciousness, and your life gets better. Today, my talk title is called Consequences, Schmonsequences. It's about decision-making and the power of choice. And let's see what Daffy has to say about that.
Consequences, schmonsequences, as long as I'm rich.
That's all there is to it, as long as I'm rich. So Daffy's got some stuff going on, doesn't he? And we'll find out later how much these consequences, how much his choices affect his consequences. But choice is kind of a bad news, good news thing. You always have choices, and even saying you don't have a choice is a kind of choice. But most conscious choice is freeing and liberating in some way. However, there might be some choices that are not so liberating. And I need to list those right now because they might be choices that might cause harm to yourself or harm to others or might affect the public health or the greater good. So it's a good time to point out that there is a sacred social contract, at least that I honor and trust, and I trust you honor it too. And that says that to the best of my ability, I make choices that support myself. I make choices that support others. And I make choices that benefit the public health and the greater good. That's the sacred social contract. And more mindful choices, they co-create, they collaborate, and they cooperate with a force for good within you, which is the same force for good that indwells and surrounds all beings everywhere. So in a little bit, we'll do a little exercise. But Daffy, his choices have consequences, real or imagined, and unintended or intended. Consequences, those will influence your choices. And the intention is that you want the best possible consequences from your choices. So despite all these negative consequences that Daffy is presented with, he's choosing greed. So he's got some habits, patterns, and beliefs that are in lack and limitation and scarcity. His love for material wealth trumps everything. That's greater than his willingness to make any change. So learning that you have choice, like it did for me, it might first tick you off a little bit, right? But it was, a rude awakening for me to realize that the challenges of my life were, in some respects, or a lot of respects, due to my choices. And I've learned, though, that it doesn't pay to blame anyone else, because if I try to blame someone else for my choices, it is disempowering. It is sort of imprisoning in a certain way. It blocks my opportunities to heal and grow. So, like Daffy, my unproductive choices might be because of that unconscious stuff, those habits, patterns, and beliefs, and all of that unconscious stuff. That's a little hard to deal with. That's a little harder to heal on some level. Now, conscious choices produce positive consequences. And you direct your life by directing your mind. A consciously directed mind gives rise to better choices. That kind of works both ways, right? Better choices are part of healing and growing consciousness. In those instances when you do not choose itself a choice, the choice is made by someone else or something else, and generally that someone else or something else doesn't have your best interest at heart or in mind. In those rare instances where you don't feel you got a good earth plane choice, you still got a good metaphysical or spiritual choice. And that means that you respond rather than react. You respond with compassion for yourself, and you be mindful of what is unfolding for you. Remember, when your conscious mind is checked out, the unconscious mind takes over. Those habits, patterns, and beliefs drive the bus of your life. And a lot of times those unexamined patterns, habits, and beliefs, they don't make the best choices. At least that's been my experience. But as you begin to examine those habits, patterns, and beliefs, guess what? Your choices get better. The force that I talked about, that force for good, it responds to mind. It responds to your thoughts, feelings, and intuitions. And it is a creative, responsive aspect of the force. And that becomes positive and constructive and a creative aspect for your mind to pour into. Fleeting thoughts, feelings, and intuitions, they have fleeting results. But consciously directed, consistent thoughts, feelings, and intuitions, those have enduring results. Those have results which accumulate and appreciate into a better life, a life of greater love, peace, joy, and compassion. So, how do you put that into play in your life? Well, generally speaking, spiritual practices, those direct your mind, those thoughts, feelings, and intuitions, which powerfully co-create with that force for good within you and surrounding you. But this time, the spiritual practice is a little different. And first of all, I tell you to do this with compassion for self and others. It's easy to look at choices that I have made and continue to beat myself up over choices that I judge not to be that productive. This isn't about that. This is about being on the positive, affirmative, productive side of those choices to form habits and patterns that inform those choices for your highest and greatest good. And as you do that, you're going to feel a certain freedom, a freeing, a liberating as you dig into choice. Now, it seems a simple thing just to look at choices, but the first question that I'm going to ask you about is, think about the choices you have made over the last 15 minutes. Think about the choices you've made over the last half an hour, or the choices you made over the last hour. And as you do that, look at how those choices worked out for you. Was the choice conscious, or was it something that was happening automatically? Hopefully it's more conscious and less automatic. As I mentioned, that automatic thing, sometimes not the best influencer on your choices. And then finally, as you look at those choices, honestly tell yourself, what is the result of those choices, or that choice, whatever you're reflecting on? And the bonus point here is, are there any feelings as you reflect on those choices that arise within you? Hopefully there are, because this becomes, it's a simple process, but it's a very powerful one, and it's one I do several times throughout the day. So my encouragement for you, your homework assignment for this part, is use your favorite technology and set a reminder, maybe several times a day. And in that reminder, ask yourself a question. What were my choices over the last hour? Were those conscious choices? What were the results? And what were the feelings that came out? What are the positive feelings that came about from those choices? Now, as you do that, you're going to notice that there is a shift, that there is a freeing, a liberating, that there's something uplifting about just becoming aware of the power of your choice. And as you do that, you become more loving and more peaceful and more joyous. And you do that for yourself and for all the lives that your life touches. Not just for you, it's for other folks too, that sacred social contract. So liberated by the power of choice, you're going to do that. You're going to express more good in your life. Your life gets better. Now the metaphysical hair-splitting, that I'm doing today is about decision versus choice. Whereas choice is an action begun in mind, the decision is the preceding activity in mind. Now, let's look at what Bugs encountered on this little adventure with Daffy.
Hey, wait a minute. Since when is Pismo Beach inside a cave?
I wonder, I just bet we should have turned left at Albuquerque, and then maybe a right turn at La Jolla.
What a contrast. Bugs, he's unraveling his choices. He's engaging in a decision-making process. Daffy, on the other hand, is still playing to his lack, limitation, and scarcity and density, and you can see where that leads him. But what Bugs is doing is reviewing. There was a planning process involved, and he decided, well, I'm going to go to Pismo Beach and all the clams I can eat. And he probably consulted a map, and then he started tunneling. And of course, there were left turns and right turns and straights and U-turns, and obviously problems in Albuquerque. But the intention in distinguishing decision-making from choices is to cultivate your decision-making process in a way that you are collaborating and cooperating and co-creating with that force for good within you. As you do that, First of all, you're going to open to a whole world of options that you may not have ever considered until you include that force for good. And you are going to make more positive, more productive, and more affirmative choices as a result of a refined decision-making process. I, like everybody else, say, well, I don't often have time to linger over every little choice, right? Or you might feel that there's too many options. If I really open up my choosing system, there's too many things to choose from. And then once there's too many things to choose from, I just sort of get stuck in an oscillation and a dither. And then I make an impulsive choice, or maybe no choice and somebody else is making a choice. Or I'm just using my local mind. I'm just using what I think is available to me, and I'm not opening to the greater possibility. Metaphysically, there are a fantastic range of options. And therefore, a mindful decision-making process considers this fantastic range of options. And each person has a preferred way of deciding things. That's personal to you. Let's say I want to get some ice cream, right? That begins in mind, the thought of ice cream. Boy, that tastes good. I can taste it now before I even get that ice cream. Then come all the options, right? Well, the flavor, the type of ice cream, hand scoop, soft serve, prepackaged, cone, bowl, whatever. Am I limited to what's in the freezer, or do I like some other flavor than strawberry, or do I want soft serve? Perhaps I'm okay with the flavors of the prepackaged cones, bars, popsicles at the convenience store, or do I want to go to the grocery store? You see where this is going. Perhaps I have to go to an ice cream shop. If I choose an ice cream shop, that's going to affect the flavor, because Dairy Queen only has vanilla, but the local shop has 10 flavors, and Baskin-Robbins claims they have 31 flavors. So it illustrates that there's a lot going on in the activity of mind that precedes a choice or even a series of choices. So whether you're consciously aware of it, any activity of mind is also an activity of living spirit. By examining your process and then integrating and including the spiritual dimension, like the universal intelligence dimension of that force for good, you enter a conscious collaboration, a conscious cooperation, a conscious co-creation with that force for good that is within you and surrounds you. Now, including that greater intelligence in your decision making, it's going to help you gauge perceived risks versus benefits. And this is where the consequences part comes in. Daffy's not really getting the consequences of his actions. Bugs is, and he's doing something about it. That's the big difference, right? So cultivating a conscious decision-making process means that those habits, patterns, and beliefs, that automatic choosing system, those have less of an influence, right? And higher thoughts and deeper feelings and clearer intuitions tend to prevail. So set an intention for your decision process to be more in conscious mind, more attuned to the thoughts, feelings, and intuitions, more in concert with that dimension of the force for good that we call universal intelligence. You know, Daffy just continues with his dysfunctions while Bugs unravels his branching errors and gets a much better result. So if we can see how this comes out for Bugs and Daffy.
I wonder how that crazy duck ever made out with that genie. Hey, what do you know? A poil.
It's mine, understand? Mine, all mine. Go, go, go. Mine, do you hear me? Mine.
Oh, brother.
Early enough for me.
Blow sesame.
I'm rich. I'm a happy miser.
That's how that conscious decision-making differs between Bugs and Daffy. Again, a spiritual practice I'm offering for you right now, so give this a shot, is just think about any choice that came up in the earlier exercise, whatever that might be. So hold that in your thinking, and then ask yourself, is there some bigger, better idea than what came up as your options in your choice? And that bigger, better idea is opening to that fantastic set of options, those fantastic opportunities that are available through that force for good. Now, as those ideas, those bigger, better ideas appear in your mind, they are naturally going to set in motion other things in mind, namely feelings, and if you're quiet enough, you'll also catch those intuitions. So it's natural that those bigger, better ideas aspire more love, peace, joy, and compassion. And then if you include the world around you, that you notice that those positive thoughts, feelings, and intuitions open you to more and better choices, choices of mutual benefit, right? So it begins to, your choices begin to include the good of others. So again, using your favorite technology, set some reminders in that technology about what's the big idea here? What's the better idea? And as you just ponder those ideas, notice the feeling, the quality, the character that those ideas evoke within you and surrounding you. And as you do that, then you affirm whatever those qualities are. The ideas are important, but they lead you to the feeling and the quality, and that's what really influences, takes hold. And as you do that, those positive feelings, you're going to circulate more love, peace, joy, and compassion in your life. So that decision-making in co-creation and collaboration and in cooperation with that force for good, with living spirit, your choices become spiritually empowered. Your choices are liberating and freeing. You experience and express more love, peace, joy, and compassion, and any other kind of good you can imagine for yourself and for all the lives that your life touches. Now is the time that I will speak a word of prayer for you. However, my suggestion today is we do this together. How do you feel about that? So I'm just going to explain a little bit as we go along, and on the screen you're actually going to be able to recite this prayer with me, because I think you saying this, well, I know this is true, your consciousness loves to hear you speak spiritual truth. So the first step, and we use a formulaic prayer in the science of mind and spirit, and it's called spiritual mind treatment. Formulaic prayer is as old as prayer itself. Earlier we said the Lord's Prayer. That's actually a template for formulaic prayer. Now, over the eons, it has become rote, but Yeshua was saying, pray something like this, here's the steps, right? So we have a 5-step spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. It's called affirmative prayer because the third step are affirmations, and you're going to recognize those affirmations when we get to them, all right? So the first step is recognition, and it is recognizing that force for good. So let's say the recognition step, it should be in quotes. Yeah, okay. You see where it says, I recognize, so let's start that together. I recognize there is a force for good greater than me. The force for good is a living spirit. It is an extraordinary intelligence, a universal love, a deep compassion, and a positive presence that surrounds and indwells all that is. The second step is to unify with that recognition of the force for good. So we'll say that together too. Knowing the force for good is a positive presence that surrounds and indwells all that is, I know that the force for good indwells and surrounds me. Within me, surrounding me, is a living spirit, a universal love, an extraordinary intelligence, and a deep compassion. What is true for me is true for all beings everywhere. And the third step is affirmation or realization. And we said these earlier, but now we're doing it in context of a prayer. So see how this feels and lands a little differently for you. Here we go. I make mindful and compassionate decisions. My decisions collaborate, co-create, and cooperate with the force for good. I have the power to choose. As I consciously choose, I am freer and stronger. I consciously and conscientiously choose a better life. I choose more love, peace, joy, and compassion for myself and for all the lives that my life touches. Fourth step is thanksgiving. And this is easy. You're just going to give thanks for answered prayer. I give thanks for answered prayer. I give thanks for this meeting, this communion in living spirit. And then 5 is just letting the force for good run with this prayer, letting the force for good take the ball and run with it. So that's what this release step is doing. So we say, I release my word, this prayer, into the activity of force. I know and feel a greater good is happening now in mind and heart, and so it is, and now it is. Beautifully done. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic. Well, now is our time for grateful giving. So we
Please
will
sing with
sing,
us.
I Am Grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I take this opportunity to teach you a little bit about this grateful giving. This is a high spiritual practice. And it's a high spiritual practice because you do this with great feeling. Now, the principle is the law of circulation. You are putting your good into circulation. And as you do this, you are participating in a giving and a receiving. So you understand you're actually participating in a flow, and it's symbolized by your donation, by your giving, by your grateful giving. Each time you give and receive in this way, you are expanding that conduit through which the force for good expresses as you and with you. So I invite you just to hold your gift over your heart as we say our statement of giving together. From love and pure spirit within, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And let's continue singing, I am so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
That was cool. Right? Some of you will recognize this song. It's an old song. Not that old, but love is but a song we sing. Fear's the way we die. You can make mountains rain or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Now some may come and some may go. We will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. You know the rest, come on. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Let's sing that again. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Ooh, Tony. Are you ready? Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks both doors. It's there at your command. All right. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Yeah, yeah. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. One more time, yeah. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now.
And I'll move over here now. All right. I'm going to set this down right there. We have some announcements. That was Keven. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So on your bulletin, you're going to see how you can give your tithes, your gifts, your love offerings, your donations to our church. We have a text to give option. There's a QR code that you can follow, and you can also go to our website, nhcrs.org/give. I want you to know that prayer with a practitioner is available after the service. Practitioners will be up here in front, and they are here to know that truth about you, that spiritual truth, that divine truth. Not the world out there truth, but this spiritual power, presence, and divine truth that you are. Okay, Do you know that every Sunday morning at 9:45 a.m. we have junior church? Now, babies, kids, teens, anyone in between, we have a place for them. So if you did not know about this and you have kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews or friends with kids, bring them. This is an incredible thing. They get to know who they are as divine beings. I grew up in this teaching. I got to tell you, I am grateful. Okay, every Wednesday night, we, as you know, here we are, fabulous midweek service. Next week, Sherry Hersey and Rick Cowling's topic. Okay, now this is going to be awesome. It's music and message, y'all. And they will be talking about a spark of light, inimitable you. A spark of light, inimitable you. You are that spark of light. So we will also be celebrating, and this is reason enough to show up, everyone who has a birthday in June. Because what are we going to do? We're going to have cake. What's life without cake? All right. This Friday, June 21st, our Creative Arts Ministry is presenting, oh, this sounds good. Sounds really good. The Steen Jazz Concert. With Dr. Sidney Steen and Charlie Steen. Oh, that's me. Yeah, it's in 2 days. The concert starts at 7 o'clock. And there's going to be a wine and cheese reception. A wine and cheese. And if you don't like the wine, we'll have sparkling water. I hope that you'll join us for that. It's, as I said, it starts at 7. The suggested donation is $10, y'all. When was the last time you heard live music for $10? Hope that you will join us. Our health and wellness ministry with practitioner Matt Plaskovic meets this Sunday at 1 o'clock in the junior church. All are welcome. We have grief support on Zoom with practitioner Carol Winokur. It meets this Sunday at 1 o'clock on Zoom. Gosh, we have a lot going on. Zoom link is on our website. And we have a prayer shawl ministry. When I was going through the loss of some particularly dear members of my family, this church offered me a prayer shawl. And they sit and they knit and crochet, and with each stitch, they pray and they bless. So when I received that, I was able to wrap those prayers around me as I went through this. So if you are interested in being a part of that, even if you don't know how to knit or crochet, they will teach you. It meets this Sunday at 1 o'clock in the Ernest Holmes room, where we also have our new chapel. Okay. 2 events coming up. Saturday, June 29th, spend some sacred time with, there she is again, with Dr. Sidney. We're having a listening circle from 10 a.m. to 12. Now that we have moved into this new iteration of this church, I want to invite all of you to come speak with me, share with me your hopes, your challenges, your fears, your ideas. It will be a sacred circle, and we'll have a few members of the board and some practitioners here, and we will practice sacred listening. We won't be looking to fix, to soothe, to argue, or to do anything like that. It will be a sacred opportunity to speak, to share, and the idea is that we want to discern the values of this community as we go forward. What matters to you? What would you like to see us be about? I want you to help me with this. I mean, the spiritual leader is the person that it casts the vision, but you know what? Without you, I don't have a reason to do it. So I want to know what matters to you, and that's on the 29th at 10 o'clock. And on the 30th, we will have a Sound Bowl Healing Circle with practitioners Suze Webster and Mary Catherine O'Hart. It will be from 1:15 to 3:15 right here in the sanctuary. So go get something to eat, use the facility, and come on in. It's a wonderful experience. It's a love offering, and you can sign up on the patio for that. Spiritual practices. This is the next class in line for those of you who might be looking to deepen your spiritual understanding, to go forward in your practitioner study, or to just really, really grok what it means to feel the sense of oneness with the divine. And so Christine Pena, who is a minister here, is starting this class on Tuesday, July 16th. It's 8 weeks from 6:30 to 9. It's Zoom only, and it will absolutely support you in developing lifetime habits of meditation and spiritual mind treatment, that prayer process that Keven led all of us through. You will learn treatment for yourself and advance to providing treatments for others. How about that? So praying for yourself and supporting others in that same consciousness. You can sign up online, nhcrs.org. The cost is $245, or you can pay it in 2 installments. Zoom virtual patio before and after our Sunday, Wednesday services. Zoom meditation meets every morning, Monday through Saturday from 7:55 to 8:15. You can go to our website and get so much more information. We are glad that you came to join us here tonight. So wherever you are on your spiritual path, thank you for joining us. We love you. We see you. We acknowledge you. We support you. We are grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sidney. And please stand and sing our closing song, Stand. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Repeat after me. I am at home in the heart of God.
I am at home in the heart of God.
My life is anchored in truth.
My life is anchored in truth.
I can never be separate.
I can never be separate.
I live with a consciousness of peace.
I live in a consciousness of peace.
I release all fear.
I release all fear.
I am living love.
I am living love.
Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful evening.